Good morning, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, and we'll all be reaching from the pie because I've got a handful of pies, including one that actually is a handful. And they're right here, right now on SoFlo Taste. How fun is that? Welcome all, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, and I'm here at the Goya Kitchen in the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute in Coral Gables. It seems that so many of us are losing the art of home cooking. Salads in a bag, restaurant meals for pickup or delivery. So too are we losing the art of making pies. Well, I'm here to give you some great recipes for pies that are quick and easy, well, kind of, and best of all, good. So let's get cooking. The first pie I want to teach you comes from a book called Brave Tart. Now, she really taught me the art of how important it is to keep things really simple. Her pie dough to me is the best, and it's only butter. So good. But Stella Parks is quite a pastry chef, and I take a lot from her and thank her for what she's taught me about pies, because I didn't know much about pies. So let's talk about her blueberry pie. You start out with fresh blueberries, and you combine them with frozen. I thought this was weird until I kept on reading about frozen wild, delicious, tiny blueberries that have so much flavor that they add to the flavor of the fresh blueberry, and it kind of gives it a nice kind of blend and mix so that you have these two beautiful flavors that balance so well together. We'll add to that some sugar, cornstarch. Cornstarch is really, really important that we get every last bit of it in there. Salt, and then finally, and I love that she adds this ingredient, just a little spot of cardamom. You can almost not even tell that it's in there, but it just gives that kind of mysterious, delicious flavor to the mix. Let's go ahead and mix this all up. Make sure that it's really, really well combined. Now her pie dough, you can always buy pie dough. That's perfectly fine. However, I always make her pie dough. And what's beautiful about it is that it doesn't take a machine. There's no water in it, no food processing. It's just rubbing butter into flour and making sure that it always stays really good and cold. That's the most essential part. I forgot, we have to add some lemon to the filling. You can add zest if you want to. I'm going to go without it for this one. To me, this is enough lemon. Okay, let's mix that up again. So this pie that she teaches us has a little bit of lattice, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and pour the blueberries into the dough, like so. Make sure that that's really good and even. Then we're gonna take, so basically you make one big pie dough, you cut it in half. Half of it you roll into the pie shell. The other half you can slice to make lattice if you want to. If not, you can just cover the whole pie, make a little hole in the middle, and you're all set. But for lattice, and there's different ways of doing it. She does it so much better than I do, but this is basically how we're going to start. About, let's just say 5 across. I like odd numbers in cooking. And then we start lifting every other, like so, and place this down. Place these like this. Then we lift these two, it gets a little confusing, and place this down here. And so it continues, and then you just keep going. And then when you're done placing all the lattice, you basically cut off any excess, like this, right up to the edge. And then you can take your knuckles, or you can take your 2 thumbs and you just press together to form a beautiful little pie shape, like so. When you're done with that, you take the egg wash and you brush the whole pie with egg wash. And she doesn't do this, but I love this. I love when pies have a little bit of that crunchy sugar called turbinado sugar on the top. So that's what I've done for the topping of it as well. So let's take a look at her pie. It's always good to bake on top of a sheet pan with some foil or parchment paper because it will leak, and that's always a good thing. You always want your pies to start leaking out some of the juices. That actually means that it's ready. So you're looking for two things. You're looking for color, and you're looking for the juices to start leaking out like so. That means your pie is ready. So let's go ahead and, if I can, actually let's just leave it on the foil. I think it's safer. Let's grab a knife and cut a piece and see how it comes out. It looks juicy, everyone. Very, very juicy. So, are you the kind of person that likes your pie a la mode? Yes. Okay, I got one yes here. Or are you the kind of person that likes whipped cream? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Does anybody just like pie? Yeah. I love it. All right. My first cut is never beautiful, so that one is usually for me. Let's see how we do. Oh, not bad. That's a good one. All right, everybody. I think this is a good start to a good day. Come right back for more of my crust-worthy recipes. You're watching SoFlo Taste here on the one and only Local 10. SoFloShows.com is a great place to celebrate the food of South Florida. It's also the place to ask me a question or make a comment, especially a good comment. Again, SoFloShows.com.
Come back to SoFlo Taste from the Goya Kitchen at the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute, here on Local 10.
I'm design expert Elena Capra, and after Michelle, join me for SoFlo Home Project here on Local 10.
It's a Milam's Markets Minute. Here's Melinda Harper.
Here in South Florida, it is all about seafood, and it looks like you've got a great selection.
Yeah, we have lots of variety of fresh seafood, and I really want to call out our Faroe Island salmon. This salmon is exceptional. It's from the Faroe Islands, which is between Iceland and Norway. The waters are Arctic, cold, consistent. It's great for the salmon's development, and they come out just beautiful, tender, flaky, flavorful fish.
Tell us about the other selections that you have here in the seafood department.
We've got all kinds of fresh shrimp, shellfish. We've got cooked shrimp, raw shrimp, different varieties. We also got live lobsters, and we can steam those for you, or any seafood in the seafood department. We'll steam it for you here in the store, and we'll even have fresh stone crabs during the season.
So if you are looking for a fresh selection of seafood, you definitely have to come to Milam's Market.
Absolutely. Everything we have at Milam's Markets, we're striving for the very best quality and variety, and seafood is no exception. Come visit us in store for the very best seafood, or order online at milamsmarkets.com, and we'll deliver it to you.
I would come to the store and have them steam it for you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. Here in Coral Gables, Florida Education Institute's Culinary Arts program offers students a unique education that touches the international culinary fundamentals. In just months, you can graduate from the Culinary Arts program and begin your exciting new career on the dynamic Miami culinary scene. For more information, visit fei.edu/culinary-arts. Okay, everybody, you ready for my favorite pie? We got banana cream pie, and we are making it really good. All right, I am warming up some milk and cream on this side. And on this side, I'm going to combine some egg yolks with some sugar. No heat, by the way, there's no heat on this at all. There is heat, however, on the milk side. With some sugar. cornstarch, a little salt, and that's it for now. Let's go ahead and combine this together. It actually works better with a rubber spatula. Now for the milk and the cream, I'm looking for it to just get nice and hot. I'm not looking for it to boil at all. And for this mixture, I am looking for it to just come together and get really nice and shiny, with making the least amount of mess as possible, but that is always really, really difficult. All right. You see how now it's finally become somewhat creamy? Let's just let our milk heat up. So I have my banana sliced, my Graham Cracker crumb is finished. All you have to do is either buy Graham Cracker crumbs or make them yourself in a food processor, combine them with a little melted butter, a little touch of sugar and a pinch of salt, and bake it for about 10 minutes until it becomes nice and toasty looking, just like this one. Okay, so our milk is pretty much hot. We don't want it to come to a boil. I'm just going to add a little bit of the milk into my egg, little by little by little, not shocking it too much so that the eggs curdle. So I just put a touch down. That was maybe at the most 1/4 cup, and begin stirring it and letting it combine. Then I'll add just a little bit more, and this is called tempering. When you bring the temperature up nice and slowly from a liquid like this one into something like this that had a room temperature, almost cold, because let's face it, the egg yolks were really nice and cold. So as you see, I'm not curdling the yolks, which is really, really important, not to curdle the yolks. And then what I'll do from here is, once this really comes together well, which I should really do with a whisk now, allow this to all kind of melt, allow the sugar to melt into the milk. Now we can add the rest of it in there. Or you can even put that in here. It's really up to you. It's the same difference. Turn your heat on to a nice kind of low medium temperature and begin whisking. And this will begin coming together. Now, this is not the time to ever walk away from your stove. That's really dangerous. So you want to stay here whisking until this thickens. Once it does thicken, and it will thicken up pretty quickly, you will want to immediately add your vanilla. Now, the vanilla, I always buy vanilla paste. This is what it looks like. It's beautiful. It has true vanilla seeds in it. Or you can always use vanilla extract. I'm also using, because it's a banana cream pie, this is turning into a banana flavored pudding because I'm putting in a little banana liqueur. Banana liqueur is delicious. Now, a little goes a really long way. So only add about a tablespoon, taste it, see how you like it. You can always add another tablespoon, but you can never take away. So go, tread lightly because it gets really intense. So what you do next is you can start layering bananas down onto your Graham. And we want a lot of banana here. Nice and flat. Then add your banana pudding. Look how nice and thick it is. Now the yellow color is just from the eggs. That's all it is. Not from anything else. I was told my banana pudding had a very yellow hint to it, but I think it's just because I use really good farm fresh eggs. Just like so. And then at the end, some good fresh whipped cream, not over whipped ever, right over the top, like so. Start spreading. When you come back, this will be spread, and I'll top it with a little bit of lime zest. Come right back, but don't take too long to come right back, okay? More SoFlo taste and perfect pies. SoFlo Taste returns right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. See this quick response code? Well, it's your express lane to the SoFlo Show's webpage, home to all my recipes, including today's. You'll also see this QR code on the ingredient list throughout the show. So point your camera at it and you're on your way to being a better home cook. Now back to my life of pie. All right, check out my banana cream pie. I put a little bit of lime zest on it. I don't know why, I was kind of in the mood for it. You can always do dark chocolate, or kind of just leave it alone. It's so good as it is. All right, I'm gonna set this over here so we can do the last pie of the day. We're gonna make a hand pie, but not just any hand pie, a peach hand pie. Let's make the filling real quick. So I have a lot of peaches here chopped up. Now, if you're asking me why the peels are on there, because you would never notice when they're cooked that they are. And it's a lot harder to peel a peach, and you need a lot of peaches. So we're gonna add the peaches to a pot. To that, you will add sugar, cornstarch, some vanilla paste, or vanilla extract, whatever you got, and some lemon juice. You can add half a lemon or the whole lemon, it's up to you. If you like it a little more on the tart side, you can add the whole thing. Go ahead and turn on the heat, nice and low, and just let that beauty cook. It'll all come together. Don't bring it up too high because it can burn. It does have a good amount of sugar. So keep it nice and low, just keep your eye on it. Eventually, it'll look like this. And this is the filling that I've been making my hand pies with. It's nice and tender. The peaches are tender, they're glossy. It's juicy, but not too juicy because you have to be a little careful. You know, you're frying the hand pies and you don't want a lot of the juice to leak out. So, how do I make a hand pie? The same way I make my empanadas. You get some empanada dough, which you can either make or buy. It's really easy to make an empanada dough, by the way. But anyway, go ahead and keep that flat. Take some filling. I like my empanadas pretty full. As much as you can put in there without risking the shape of your empanada. And then just close it up like so. Bring the two seams together. And there's a couple of different ways to close the empanada. If it were a meat pie, I would be making repulgue, which is to fold it over. But because it is a hand pie, more American, I will be using a fork to seal the deal, just like so. Now, when you're making things like this, you want to make sure that your filling is really nice and cold, that your doughs, just like any pie, would be really nice and cold. As a matter of fact, even more so, I would put these in the fridge and leave them for like an hour to get really good and cold before sliding them into a 350-degree oil, just to make sure that everything is really nice and set. But we're on television, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. So I'm going to fry these until they are beautifully golden. And then we are going to toss them into a sugar made with a little bit of cinnamon combined into it. Toss it in there, and we'll see how they come out when you come back and when I come back. See you in a couple minutes. Thanks for watching SoFlo Taste. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. Welcome back. So my fried hand pies went into the cinnamon sugar, and now they are coming to you. Look how beautiful they are. Ah, just lovely. Well, I hope you have enjoyed our time together. I know I have. You got to make some of these pies one day, especially the summer pies. They are just delicious. Join me next week because I've got some treats for you. I'll be using peanut butter, ice cream, and vodka, just not all in the same dish. That's on the next SoFlo Taste. Now let's check in with Elena Capra, host of SoFlo Home Project. Hey, Elena.
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So did you know that wellness and home design are linked? Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we tour a beautiful home that has been updated for a healthy family lifestyle.
Sounds beautiful. We will be watching So Taste Buds. We'll see you next week here on SoFlo Taste. Goodbye, mwah, and good taste.